Protection of intellectual property, particularly through patents, is key to enabling breakthrough technologies to reach market and scale whilst rewarding the originators. We sat down with the law firm J A Kemp and with Aerosolar Limited, whose technology was developed at Queen Mary University of London, to learn more about bringing renewable energy ideas to fruition.
I'm joined now by John Leeming, partner at J A Kemp, and Dave Page, executive chair at Aerosolar. Thanks both for joining me. Dave, let's start first with the genesis of the research that has fed into what has become Aerosolar.
Yeah, well, Aerosolar is a spin-out from Queen Mary University of London, where a research team have been researching a group of materials known as perovskites for 7, 8, 9 years now. And perovskites are important because all the world's solar cells today are based on silicon. The journey of the improvement of silicon is now more or less at an end. So the question then becomes for the world, how do we actually improve on what we've got? The answer is perovskite. So the party trick, if you like, of perovskite is that you can put it on top of silicon and generate 75 to 100% more energy than silicon on its own from the pair. The trouble with perovskite is it's incredibly hard to make at any kind of scale, any useful scale. The production lines have to be so perfectly tuned. That's really, really hard. What Aerosolar means in reality is you can actually detune the production line and produce poorer quality perovskite and get into production much quicker, and then recover all the quality with the Aerosolar equipment at the end.
Given that there's increasing global demand for electricity production, what are the challenges in scaling up Aerosolar to reach that global market?
Well, I think there's two, really. One is the impact on Western manufacturers that the Chinese subsidies have had over many, many years now, which has led to more or less total domination of solar cell manufacturing. To some extent, that's been overcome now in the USA by the tariffs that President Biden has put on incoming Chinese imports into the USA. We need the same thing here in Europe and the UK, or something very similar. The second challenge is one around intellectual property itself, which if you sort of put your investor hat on and think about investing in a company, one of the things you're going to want to know for sure is that company has a defensible moat around it to protect its intellectual property from being stolen by anybody else.
And John, J A Kemp has helped Aerosolar in that respect, in terms of helping them create the defensibility of what they're bringing to market. How does this process work?
Well, we regularly talk to academics at Queen Mary and other universities, and in most cases there's a technology transfer group like Queen Mary Innovation who help, and we discuss with the academics what their ideas are, what's protectable, what the potential market applications are, and advise them as to the best way of protecting that. Patents, in many cases, for this kind of technical invention, and then we work with the academics to write the documents and argue with the patent offices to persuade them that this really is novel and inventive. But we do always have to keep encouraging the inventors to talk to the technology transfer units or to us before they publish anything, because a publication can prevent getting useful protection later. If we publish first and protect afterwards is the wrong order.
John, how important is the role of intellectual property and patents in transforming renewable energy, helping us achieve net zero?
As Dave says, it's a key point that the investors are looking for. Some intellectual property forming a good asset that they can invest in, and the investment is key to actually turning the bright ideas that happen in the universities and in the academics into some real world advantages and real world advances throughout many industries, but particularly in the renewable sector.
And Dave, with a foot in both camps, working with the university and Aerosolar, as well as patent experts like John, you see how all the pieces fit together.
It's Basecamp. It makes fundraising so much harder if you're trying to convince an investor to invest in a business that is clearly a technology-based business, and you can't claim patents or some defence like that around the business that you're building, it is utterly fundamental.
Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.